Is this news real? Or is it just Facebook feeding algorithms to me? To me.
China is battling a new and rapidly spreading respiratory virus. The number of people infected has tripled to more than 200, and President Xi says it needs to be resolutely contained. Now, the virus first appeared in Wuhan in December. The authorities say it passed to humans from animals at this food market in the city. But if it began in Wuhan, then there were cases recorded in Beijing, Shanghai,
about the deadly
and
coronavirus officially hitting the U.S. Here's what we know. A Washington state resident fell ill after returning from Wuhan, China, where the outbreak began. Officials now say more than 400 people have been sickened and 9 people have died. The World Health Organization is holding an
Coronavirus emergency. The nation mourning the loss of more than 100,000 Americans.
Right to all of the major developments, we begin with a look at the historic coronavirus case numbers from Johns Hopkins University. There are now more than 111.3 million confirmed cases of coronavirus around the world, 28.1 million of those here in the U.S. And as this country hovers now at that painful marker, nearly 500,000 American lives
It's
lost.
perhaps the grimmest milestone of the pandemic. At least 1 million COVID deaths in the U.S., according to an official NBC News count.
It's the 100th episode of American Forked. Aren't you guys excited?
Yep.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
I am super thrilled.
This means we've had at least.
This is a good day.
This means we've had at least like 150 downloads.
Yeah. Because your mom accidentally had to re-download a few episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I love it. This is the American Forked podcast.
Yeah.
We are a group of men, oddly enough, that have come together to fix America. Because we're from a little town called American Fork, Utah. And America's pretty forked. So who better to fix it than us, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're going with?
We're fully qualified.
I think so.
Yep. And almost there. We've almost fixed it.
We are just like pretty average dudes.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Middle class working guys working away in Utah.
Wait, you're middle class?
No.
Did you get upgraded recently?
Yeah, probably.
What's below middle class? Not middle?
Poor?
Low class?
Below middle?
Low class. Poor.
Lower class.
I guess I am poor.
There's upper, middle, and lower, right?
Oh, yeah. And then what's the lower one called? Below middle class?
That's called the Philippines.
Oh.
According to Weezer, it's low class. Right? Is low class beat down fool in Beverly Hills, or no class beat down fool?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember any of those lyrics.
This is not the purpose of our podcast. It's to fix America no matter the class.
Anyway, on this podcast, we go over the news, and per tradition, we like to share a little news from American Fork.
See, Phil, no, I'm going to stop you right now.
What?
I know what you're trying to do.
What?
You're not going to introduce everybody.
Oh.
Because you don't want me to talk about your sunglasses.
Oh. Am I wearing sunglasses still?
Jeff's been dying for the last hour and a half.
I'm like, can we just start this podcast so I can call out the elephant in the room? Because literally, they're the biggest, most high-vis sunglasses ever. Did those sunglasses make things darker or brighter? Because I can't tell.
Darker.
Because it's making this room brighter.
Yeah, I'm rocking some sunglasses. Because I'm so excited about this 100th episode.
Those are your 100 celebration sunglasses.
Yeah. And I wore my high-vis shirt just so you guys could see me the whole time.
Just for today.
And if people are calling in the video thing, they'll be able to see me really well.
That's true.
See? If you look at the screen where we are in this video thing, what jumps out to you by far the most.
What's the only thing you can see?
Besides the LED lights glowing over the head.
It looks like Slimer from freaking Ghostbusters
like there's
in the room.
There's an American flag and Slimer from Ghostbusters.
That is your shirt.
Yep.
Okay.
And body shape. See?
Phil's torso is like
that fried
Slimer.
chicken today.
Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry, you don't have to introduce us. I know you were trying to get out of me calling those sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
out.
If you haven't figured out who we are by episode 100, you never will.
But everyone knows that in the podcast world, if you go to a new podcast, they have over 100 episodes. First episode, 100. That's the first one everyone listens to.
Oh, did you hear that rumble?
Yeah, that was my thunderous fist.
Yeah, I'm Phil. I'm joined with Jeff and Jake.
Hi.
Hi.
We've been friends quite a while.
Yeah.
What's the very first memory you guys have of me?
Oh, wow. This is hard.
Is it that hard?
I'm actually trying to. One of the earliest memories. You lived across the street from a baseball field.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we were going to go hang out, but obviously we knew each other by then.
Yeah.
But I just remember going to pick you up.
Oh, yeah.
But not like I had a car or something. I think I was like 12 or 15.
Yeah.
But I walked up to your house and to pick you up.
Oh, there you go.
My first memory of Phil was he moved into my apartment across from Beehive ball fields.
Oh, yeah. I always forget that you used to live in that same duplex that I lived in.
So Art dies behind it, but the Beehive ballpark, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
On 700 North in American Fork, across the street, there are two red brick duplexes.
Yeah. And
I lived in the left one.
Yeah.
The easternmost one. And when it was, must have been 90 to 91 or 89 to 90, right before elementary school. And then the summer before first grade, I moved out and you moved in. And I remember for the first time I saw you was like, you got out of the truck in the driveway.
Love at first sight.
Love at first sight. I was like, who's this hoodlum guy moving into my room? And we moved from Utah to California for elementary school and then back to Utah in junior high.
But wait, Phil was moving into your same duplex or next door?
The exact same duplex we lived in. AJ lived next door.
So did Jake's room smell like Jake?
So I'm just realizing
Like
this for the first time. You lived there with your whole family, and that was a 2-bedroom.
Mm-hmm. There were 4 boys at the time.
4 boys. And I guess we had 3 boys when we moved in there. And then we finished the basement, added a couple more bedrooms. But you lived in a 2-bedroom with 4 boys.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not middle class. You're
poor.
Poor. Or were. I guess we were all a little poor. Tyler.
Speaking of,
Tyler's not poor.
I never said he was.
He pays like $6,000 a month to live in Los Angeles like a king.
Tyler!
Right?
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
Hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Not much. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Are you recording?
Yeah. We sure are.
Only audio, not video.
We're looking at you. Hey, where'd you go?
Am I being recorded right now?
Yeah.
Your voice is, yes.
Hear you.
So whatever you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Yes.
Don't say that.
There. Hi, everybody.
What's up? It's me and Jeff and Jake and you.
He's over there.
There you are.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. We look at you the other. How come you turned your video off? Because you're driving?
Yeah, because I'm driving.
Oh. I understand.
Excellent.
Well, I'm going to pull over in a minute here, but...
Oh, good. Tyler's joining us.
No, sorry.
Oh, you're leaving?
No, go ahead.
Oh.
I'm on for a little bit.
Okay. I was saying Tyler's joining us from sunny California, where it's been raining constantly for 6 months. Right?
Yep. It was a pretty good day today.
Oh, was it?
84-ish degrees. Pretty sunny.
It was a beautiful day here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good.
What are we talking about?
What's your first memory of one of us?
Yeah.
Or the oldest memory of one of us.
Yeah.
Of the group as a whole, or like the three of you?
Me or Jeff or Jake?
It'd probably have to be Phil, because Phil and I played baseball.
Oh yeah.
Way before I met Jeff, and Jeff was the one that kind of got me into the whole group.
Oh,
that's right.
Thank you. Were you any good at baseball?
I was all right, but my older brother was better.
Yeah.
I always was like in the shadow. So then I just stopped caring, because he was always like, "Oh, you're Bud's younger brother. Are you good as he is?" And I was like,
yeah,
it's not." So
do you remember if Phil was any good at baseball?
I don't.
He wasn't.
I was going to go out on a limb and say he wasn't very good.
And I also peed my pants while playing in the outfield. Like totally peed. Like I hadn't peed my pants in like years. And then I totally like soaked my pants because I had to pee so bad. And I just peed in the outfield. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm peeing. And then after the inning and everybody like was called in, I just ran right across the street and went home.
Yeah. Did you go back or
to
no?
change my pants? I think I did. I think I changed, like cleaned up and went back, but not in uniform, because that was ruined for the evening.
Yeah. Be honest. Did it make it into your cleats?
I don't think so.
I'll bet you it did.
I think I was wearing black sweatpants, and it pretty much absorbed most of it.
Yeah.
The sweatpants, but they were soaked.
Yeah.
I bet I left some like drops across the sidewalk.
Like someone followed you. Like, why did Phil run home? Oh, urine.
Yeah.
They just saw.
Yeah. And I couldn't have been more than 10 or 11 or something.
Now I'm making fun of a 10-year-old. This is good.
Right.
Yeah.
10 or 11.
Or 14. I can't remember. Something like that. Anyway, per tradition, we like to share a little news about American Fork, but this is actually news about Provo a little bit, and it's national news, and we totally haven't talked about this, but some dude getting on Facebook threatened the president of the United States, and then the FBI shot and killed him.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't hear about this?
Like they didn't like investigate. They just shot and killed him.
So this is a couple weeks ago. Biden was coming to Utah, and I guess this guy was like on Facebook all the time. I hate the president. Let's shoot the president. Die, President Biden, die, et cetera, et cetera. And Biden came to town, and he said something to the effect of, back me up here, but he said like,
die,
Biden,
president, die. Yeah, something like that.
No, I thought, didn't he say he was planning to shoot him when he came to Utah?
I think he said some. We could probably look this up, but
nope.
I like the hypothesis. I think he said like, good thing my sniper rifle is good and ready, or something like that, or I've polished my Black Beauty, this Remington 700 or whatever.
Oh, he said Remington. I was going to say Black Beauty could be anything.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there.
And that now that the president's in town, I can't remember that. I'm butchering it, I'm sure. But the FBI showed up to his house that morning, and apparently
just to check on him, just to be like, hey, what's up, buddy?
But apparently, and I guess the details are a little bit fuzzy, but they shot and killed him. Like apparently they told him to come out, and he kind of did, but maybe was holding a gun or something. Anyway, he's dead. And there's some type of investigation going on.
And the president lives on. So the way I heard it was they went over to basically check on him because he has openly made many, many, many threats against specifically Joe Biden and specifically Kamala Harris. And it was like a little too much to just ignore. So they went over to his house and he pulled a gun on them.
Yeah.
That's the story that I heard.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Because the FBI and anyone, even when cops shoot people, sorry, they don't just cold-bloodedly kill people. There's obviously bad people out there that are idiots, like cops. They do screw up.
There had to have been some instigation that he did to do that.
Well, apparently, Senator Mike Lee, is it Mike Lee? Is he the Utah senator? Has called for an investigation because there were some fuzzy details, like did he just have a gun in his hand or was he actually pointing it at him? I guess that wasn't clear or hadn't come out clearly, and they're looking into why that dude is dead.
Was that in Provo or Spanish Fork?
Provo, and I know it because it's not too far from where I live.
Was it your house?
It was my next door neighbor.
It was you?
It was me.
You got shot?
I'm dead. Surprise.
Oh.
Well, one of the details was that it was said that there was a shot fired from inside his house through the window.
Oh.
And that's where they returned fire.
See, I hadn't heard that detail, and that's why I'm saying we do need investigations, because if I didn't hear the details, it might not be true.
Okay, Phil.
But it's a sad scenario. Apparently, the guy was like very well loved, like carved toys for the neighborhood kids and things like that. And they were all, carvings of President Biden dying in various ways.
Lots of people don't know that Hitler did that too. He'd carve little things for kids. Yeah,
he painted.
He was an artist.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel bad for the guy and his family. At the same time, if you call for death to the president of the United States, you're gonna call some kind of issues onto your front door in the form of.
Why was Biden? First of all, why was Biden even in Utah?
Yeah, I didn't.
Was he going to Provo, or is he sticking to Salt Lake?
I think he was sticking to Salt Lake.
He came and didn't he declare a national monument at?
I think he mentioned that, but he actually went up to the VA hospital and was talking. I'm dead serious.
Oh, did he?
Not for an appointment or anything. He went up there to give a speech, and he was talking to him about something that they did to help veterans, healthcare. I don't know. It's something that went in effect a while ago, and he was talking about that. But then they don't really say where the president's going to go exactly. But he ended up, and the reason why I watched it is they literally shut the freeways down completely. Not like put some blockades up. They completely shut down I-15, I-80, 215, 201.
Really?
While he was coming down the canyon, because they went up to Park City area and drove around a little bit, like, I don't know, sightseeing, I guess, or nap time. I don't know. And then when he was coming down the canyon, they shut everything down for him to get to the airport.
Wow.
Yeah.
It
was crazy.
That is crazy. It's a crazy scenario. It does come off to me as like a bit heavy-handed. Like, the president comes into town, let's go check on this old dude that posts funny things on Facebook and shoot him.
That's not how it went down, though, Phil. This is your story. You should know.
If the guy had like got in his car and was driving toward the president, I get it. But
no, they were just
showing up at his home and like, what were they doing? Did they have a warrant?
No, they didn't go in there.
They just showed up with megaphones and said, "Come out of your house."
No. Hi. There's some
they knocked on the door.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why not? I see. Like,
they knocked on the door and he came out with a gun and pointed it at him.
I'm not claiming that. I don't know what happened
you
exactly.
don't know. That's what I'm saying. Nobody knows.
So what I was gonna say though is that he ran to his backyard, got in his helicopter. They pulled out RPGs and shot him, but he survived. So they shot him with a sniper rifle from 75 yards away, down the street, and now he's dead.
Yeah.
If that's the story you want to hear, then that's the story.
It reminds me of. Have you guys watched on Netflix that
Trumbo?
That Boston Marathon bombing documentary came out a little while ago?
No, that would give me heartache.
And when you guys remember the details of the marathon bombing, where they're like chasing the guys around the street, they finally find them, but it's because they stole somebody's car. And this massive shootout ensues, like not too far from where I lived at the time. And these two guys were holding back like an army of police officers. And they said like thousands of rounds were fired. And these guys were never hit. No police officers were ever hit. It's just like bullets whizzing past people, hitting houses and everything. It just boggled my mind. I'm like, who are these police officers that are firing hundreds of rounds from like literally 30 feet away in a lot of cases and not hitting people? Like, it was wild.
What is it with you and close to where you live, there being
Phil.
Yeah.
Police and FBI shootouts?
Whoa, I just realized that. So, yeah, I lived... So, quick, if I haven't mentioned this, I almost was at the finish line at the Boston Marathon.
The year the bomb went off.
The year the bomb went off. So, I was working with Boy Scouts at the time. We were doing a fundraiser for a camp out. We were going to take water bottles in coolers to the finish line and sell them to raise money for our camp out.
At an unbelievably high markup, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And it turned out that day was like super cold. It was like...
Oh, no one drinks water on cold days.
It was like 50 degrees. It was cold. And we were like, we're not going to sell a lot of water. So we canceled literally that morning. And then the bomb went off.
At the finish line.
At the finish line, where we were going to be. Yeah. So we dodged that bomb, I guess you would say.
Okay.
And then anyway, this shootout a couple days later ensued literally within, I would say, a mile or a mile and a half of where we lived. So it was like pretty close to it 2 times. And now some Provo-based terrorist tried to kill the president and got shot.
Provo-based terrorist.
So
him and his 7 wives.
So I think you're right. I think I am a magnet for disaster. Is that the right way to put it?
But somehow you always missed earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes.
And get this. I was in California. What's up, Balti?
Get this.
I was in California for 3 weeks straight. Not a drop of rain the 3 weeks I'm there. I come home after 3 weeks working down there. Literally 2 days later, a hurricane comes to California for the first time in like forever. And I missed that. But it fizzled out and all they got was rain.
I was there.
You were there? That's right.
I was there.
See, and I hung out with Tyler right before that. I attract terrorism, but I repel natural disasters.
You belong somewhere else.
Oh, I guess so. Anyway, this is our 100th episode. And you guys want to take a stab at when we started this podcast?
17 years ago.
17 years. It was December 11th, 2020 was our first release.
Wow.
And we probably got together and did a few practice episodes like probably about this time 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's been 3 years we've been at it.
In your living room.
In your living room. A lot's happened in 3 years. Believe it or not. Just a couple big headlights.
Highlights?
Highlights.
Are you going to acknowledge that Bolt's here?
I did. I said, what's up, Bolty?
Yeah, and then you carried on like he's nothing.
Oh. Hey,
back
buddy.
to my story. Bolty, tell us your earliest memory with one of us.
Oh, yeah. What's your earliest memory of any of us four?
Oh, earliest memory of you guys. So, again, I'm a little late to the game. Earliest memory, maybe just watching you guys play Newsies in junior high. I didn't participate, but I'm like, those guys are fun. I should start hanging out with them.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, our relationship got a really creepy start there, Bolt.
Yeah, I mean,
did you have
how much fun you and your friends were having with the drama teacher really got
That's another episode, dude. Wait, did you have binoculars? What do you mean you were watching us? Were you in the auditorium just watching?
From the trees, yep.
From the trees.
He's just hanging out
That's
watching.
so funny.
So that was junior high. So to be clear, like some of us have known each other since we were like 10.
Peeing our pants.
Or a little earlier, and others like since we were like in junior high school. We've been friends a long time. And that's part of the reason we started this podcast, because we're like, look at how long we've been friends. We've been through thick and thin. We disagree, but we're still friends. But since we started this podcast, some people
we finally found something that we would hate each other so much for that we'd never talk to each other again. It's about time.
We finally found something that broke us.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mission accomplished.
Podcast.
It was this podcast, or in the case of some other people, it was COVID.
That's true.
Is that the best description of that situation?
Yeah. COVID ruined my supply chain and my best friends.
Yeah, so when we started this podcast, we were about 11 months into COVID, or 11 months to the day after the first COVID-19 case in the United States of America.
Wow.
Which was in what state? Do you remember?
California.
Nope.
New York City.
Nope.
China.
Nope.
North Dakota.
No.
Hawaii.
It was
Seattle?
Washington, yeah.
Oh.
Right? Yeah.
Because somebody had just come back from Wuhan, and they had COVID.
Wuhan Sebastian Bach?
And since then, we've gone to like 1 million deaths or something like that, right?
I thought you were going to talk about cool things with our podcast, not like stuff that brings us down again.
Oh, well, it is cool. I'm just putting you in the, like, if you're tuning into the 100th episode and you're like, what is this podcast? That's kind of what started this podcast, was COVID.
That's true.
Because we were all like camped up so much and had so much angst, and people were just like on the internet slaying each other with their supposed wisdom.
We're all backed up.
Yeah, and we were like, let's get together in real life and talk to each other face to face like real men.
But you remember the first few episodes was all over Google Meets or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember sitting in my closet drinking beer.
Yeah.
And talking to you guys in the closet.
Yeah, we attempted at first to like call each other on the phone and record it, but we realized you just can't have as much fun as when you're together.
Yeah.
Talking it out, right?
Yeah.
So when we started this thing, Trump had just lost the election, but January 6th hadn't happened yet.
Ooh.
So there's a little picture for you. And fast forward almost 3 years, the exact same things are like the top of the news, right?
January 6th,
January
3 years ago.
6th, the election, Trump, Biden,
Russia, Ukraine.
Hunter Biden is another one that's it's all still going. So yeah, it's pretty wild.
The weather.
Did my microphone just break?
Quit breaking your microphone, Phil.
I figured it out.
Okay.
I slowly untwisted it all the way.
Might I bring up, there's been like 4 vasectomies that has happened within those 3 years.
Oh, yeah. Was that pretty much like the time frame that everyone...
Yeah.
We all shared our stories about
Seems like it, yeah.
Our snips.
Did everyone buy a bidet?
Yeah.
And got a bidet.
I got one.
I got one during the show.
Yeah, I think so.
Must have the conversation the first month. Bidets are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are, right?
Yeah.
I think my butthole's cleaner than my nostrils at times. I'm just telling you guys because you see my nostrils a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering which one was cleaner.
So does everyone here have a bidet in their house now?
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Not currently, but I'm planning to get one.
Oh, that's right. You got a bunch of roommates. So
Wow. How is it living in the Stone Age,
It's a great
man?
way to save toilet paper money.
I know.
It's awful.
I'll buy like a 12-pack of toilet paper. I'm not joking. It lasts me months. I forget what toilet paper even is at the store. Like, where is that aisle again?
What is that big bag of paper?
Yeah.
But just to highlight a few more things over the last few years, we had COVID, which was a big deal.
Yeah, we know.
We had that big trucker thing in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Where the truckers like blocked Canada or something?
Yeah.
Was it like the bridge that went from Canada to the U.S. that they were
No, it was
blocking?
a bridge that went into downtown of one of the cities in Canada, and that was a mess.
And what was it over? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Oh.
They wanted bidets in their trucks. I don't remember.
Wasn't it a real thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a strike for like There was something the government was implementing or
mandating it. Yeah.
That it was something to do with COVID, right? Oh, truckers had to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Was that it?
And they also were like being shut down if they got diagnosed, and then they couldn't make any money, and I don't know. They were just getting restrictions, and they're being blamed for a lot for spreading this stuff, I think, because they transport stuff across the country, you know?
Oh, and they were being blamed for spreading COVID?
People. I think so. There's no way we'll ever know what really happened.
We'll never know.
The interwebs or anything, nothing like that would help us.
So that was February.
We couldn't just look it up or anything.
That was February 2022. Also, that same month that the truckers were freaking out, Russia invaded Ukraine. So there's a little context for you. We've been like a year and a half, is that? Or more into the Russia thing.
And I'll bring up this little tidbit too about our podcast. We had a family member of mine come on who went to Russia on his mission and was just telling us what it was like in Russia, right? We had him record on our podcast while we were recording was the night that Russia invaded Ukraine.
Yeah.
So we're all talking about this hypothetical, what if Russia invaded, what if, and we literally get out of the recording and it was like, oh, they invaded.
On the way home.
Yeah.
That whole hour and a half conversation was wasted.
But it was timely.
Oh, it was great. It was pretty interesting, though.
Yeah, because if you'll remember, Biden was like, Russia's going to invade. They're going to invade everyone. Remember that?
Nope.
We're just letting everyone know they're going to invade. And then they did.
Wow. There's some crazy stuff that's happened in Russia or in Ukraine. Some of the videos and stuff. Like, I saw a video the other day of a kamikaze drone. I didn't know that existed. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, I guess so. You know what else is creepy? When are they just going to start attaching grenades to little drones?
No, they already do that.
Oh, they've done it already.
Yeah.
That's the kamikaze drone, isn't it?
I think the kamikaze drone's different. The grenade drone actually drops a grenade onto the thing, but the kamikaze drones, they actually fly it into things and blow them up.
Do you guys understand?
I understand. Is that what you always say?
Yeah, understand. Entiende Kabbalah?
Yeah. Entiende ko gid. Grabe. Dugay na, hindi ko nagambos ang, Filipino nga lengguahe.
All right, everybody's bored with us speaking Filipino.
Do you get it?
Nope.
Anyway, another thing that's happened over the last couple of years, it's been crazy, hot and dry, and lots of wildfires, except for this year, which has been crazy. And I blame it all on Trent, who isn't here again. But if you'll remember, Trent famously made fun of God he really made fun of the governor for believing in God. He said, what did he say?
For asking Utah to pray for rain.
Yeah, he's like, the stupid governor, all he does is ask for prayers, and it's good for nothing. And
then we get inundated with moisture.
Moisture. Yeah, we've had a lot.
Because everyone prayed for moisture.
It will not stop.
Yeah.
I have a friend that went to Burning Man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He got
flooded out.
Got flooded. They were stranded there for several days after Burning Man.
Yeah.
And God actually reached out and went, tell Trent, I'm not effing around.
Yeah, the whole northbound I-15 was completely flooded between Vegas and the Arizona border.
Yeah, my buddy said there was 10 inches of mud that people couldn't even get through at all at Burning Man.
It's crazy. And there's pictures of this whole highway sized caravan of caravans. Caravan. You know what I mean? Out in the desert. And they're all stuck there. They can't get out. There's no roads. It's all mud.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, speaking of feeling stuck and trying to get out of a situation, I need to leave.
See you later.
No, but I got to get my kids to bed. But I do love you guys. I've enjoyed listening to podcasts. I wish I could participate a little bit more.
Yeah, I wish you would too.
Happy 100, Bolt.
Change of work has made it a little more difficult.
Well, we're glad you came on, Bolty. And we give you a blessed kiss from
Happy 100,
far
Bolt.
away. Happy 100.
Happy 100 episode.
Yep. See you later.
Bye, Bolty.
Bye.
Anyway, so it was crazy hot. There were a crazy amount of fires. I mean, I remember driving by the mountain in Spanish Fork, and the whole mountain was on fire. You could see it from the freeway.
Uh-huh.
It was crazy.
I believe you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have gone from no water to a lot of water.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We've also had some wild finance stuff going on
That's true.
with our economy. Inflation's been crazy.
Uh-huh.
Any guesses as to what the interest rate is right now if you're buying a house?
8.762543
7.9.
Current interest rate is on a 20-year fixed mortgage, it's 7%, 7.062.
30-year. Go 30.
Let me see. Oh, it pulled up a website.
Oh, the world is going to end in 30 years.
Fixed loan. So if you put 20% down, you have a 700 to 719 credit score on a
nobody
on a 30-year fixed. You're talking 8.175%.
So if you're awesome, perfect, not really perfect, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
8%. That's crazy.
We got a 4.5 on ours when we built.
Yours is 4.5.
Yeah.
And you built when?
Maybe it's 4. August was 6 years.
6 years ago, you were at 4. It's doubled.
But in the 80s, it was like 18%.
Was it?
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, they had inflation back then too.
Yeah,
bit.
I bought a house when I was 3.
But their inflation wasn't this bad. And we still haven't jacked it up. Like, they're taking so long to raise the inflation to where people stop, which actually restarts the economy, right? Because then people quit buying things, then the dollar goes up because now there's less happening. Is that the plan or the goal? That's what happens.
I don't know.
You don't even know.
All I know is it costs a lot more. I just spent $4.20 a gallon in gas.
$4.20.
Yeah, if you buy ethanol free, it's like $4.70.
Do you buy ethanol free?
If it's available.
You like your lawnmowers that much?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Chevron is ethanol free, right?
Chevron usually has it.
Sometimes they have it available.
Ethanol free?
Maverick does. Holiday does.
I always thought Maverick was like 20% water and Chevron was like 1% water in their gas.
It's not water, Phil.
Oh. Whatever it is, Maverick's gas is worse.
Well, no.
You know that, right?
No, you know why? The reason Maverick's gas is worse is not because their gas is worse. It's because the oil that they buy, they literally section it off because oil naturally separates into different tiers.
Uh-huh.
Like, literally. So the top is like the best grade, and then at the lower you get, it's like sludge at the bottom.
Yeah.
So
Maverick is the
Maverick
sludge.
just buys lower stuff. No, the sludge is for like plastic products.
Oh, yeah.
But like, they just buy less gooder ester thingy-jiggers.
Yeah. I haven't actually like calculated this, but I'm going to maybe for a future episode. But even though Chevron is more expensive, and I'm sure there's some other brands like the Dinosaur brand or whatever that
Pterodactyl
that are also more expensive,
Sinclair?
but I feel like you actually get more miles out of it, and that it's actually cheaper in the long run if you go with those gases. Would you say that's a fair guess?
Go with better gas, you get better gas mileage?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what always shocks me? Do you guys have the Walmart gas stations by you?
No. Well, or maybe I do. I've just never gone.
No, it's at Walmart stores usually.
Like they have at Costco.
Mm-hmm.
There's one at the Walmart. Yeah.
Blows my mind how much less expensive they'll be. Like, usually you drive around and there's a variation of like 5-6 cents.
Yeah.
Right? I'll go past the Walmart and it's like 25 or 30 cents less. And I'm like, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it'll be way cheaper. I've seen it below $4 a gallon when other places are like $4.20, $4.15. I'm like, huh?
Yeah. So, yeah.
But I think they just melt down plastic toys
To put in the gas?
And you put it in your gas can, yeah.
Yeah. I bet they just get in the sludge.
They have an old toys donation bin right in the back, and they just have some guy melting it
They
down.
have a conveyor belt from the DI, and they just melt plastic products and put it in your gas tank. But oh crap! I was going to say something awesome.
Oh, what was it?
Jeff, that'd be the first.
Oh, did you want to
thing
know what
today.
it was?
Yeah.
Oh, just a second.
Let me remember.
While I think about it.
Oh, okay. But yeah, the economy's been kind of wild. I feel like some things have actually, I don't know if they've come down or I'm just used to inflation so much that I'm like, oh, this is how much it is now. But I feel like eggs and bacon and all those things I was complaining about before are like more reasonable now.
No.
They're not?
I don't think so, because I'll tell you this, I do all the grocery shopping.
Yeah.
And for a long time, it would be like $200 a week. Like that was my target. Yeah. My target was like, hey, $200 a week. And, sometimes I'd have to buy like laundry detergent and more expensive, dishwasher pods and
toilet paper.
Yeah. Or more extra. Yeah. Like once every
7 months.
Every decade.
Yeah.
Anyway, now I have a hard time keeping it under 300.
Yeah.
And it's not because and I'm actually trying to buy less meat and more like vegetables and fruit and stuff, because whenever you shop in like the fresh produce areas, it's always way cheaper.
Yeah.
And I used to always just get anyway, I'm trying to go less expensive on things, and I literally have a hard time keeping it under 300. That's like $400 a month.
That's a good point. The overall bill is definitely more than it used to be. And I don't know if that's the case or I just spend more because there's just like so much more money in the world because it's worth less.
Because you're so much more rich?
I'm so much more. That's what I thought. I'm like, man, I'm making a lot more money this year, but I'm not. I'm probably making the same or less because I swear everything's gone up like 20%.
Yeah, I had to get a pay raise just to keep up with what's going on.
Yeah. So unless you've got like a pretty good pay raise in the last year or two.
But it's like no change. It's so funny. I remember when me and Colleen were like just the two of us and our overhead and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like it's insane how much things have gone up. And also with kids, obviously. I got 4 other people that I feed and whatever. When me and Colleen were together years ago, we've been together for almost 20 years now. Next year it'll be 20 years. It's crazy, huh?
That is crazy.
And our overall nut was like $3,000. And if I made $3,000 in the month, I could pay for everything.
Yeah.
That blows my mind.
There's no way. It's really hard for people with couples with one income to survive.
Yeah.
And to live on their own. Like a lot of people are living with their parents because one of the two in the couple and the family has the job.
Yeah.
If you're not a double income family, then you better be making a lot of money because it's super expensive.
Or one parent working multiple jobs. Like if it weren't for my OnlyFans page, I would not survive.
Yeah, all those people that love your feet so much, paying you a lot of money.
Oh, that's my other OnlyFans.
Oh, you have another one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ugly fans? Is that what you said? So take a guess what the average price for a home is in Utah is right now.
$620,000.
No.
460.
So it's $493,000.
That is insane.
$493,000, and the median household income is $75,780. So what is? Remind me, median. It's a different way of averaging. It's not an average.
Oh, it's the thing in the middle of the road.
Yeah. It's the middle.
It's where you turn out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to turn left, you go into the median.
So if like the poorest is like $6,000 a year and the richest is like $10 million a year, the median is
still in the middle of the road.
Somehow $75,000 or something like that.
Does it put the average square footage of homes for sale?
Utah average square foot home.
Because you'll find a home
sale
like $600,000 for a home that was built in like 1912 and not been updated for 30 years and is like 1,100 square feet.
Yeah, none of that matters. It just has to do with where it is. Like if that crappy house you just described was in the Avenues, it's a multi-million-dollar house.
In Nephi, obviously, it's going to be a lot
Yeah, 47
lower.
cents.
But
So you
in
buy
the
it
last
a quarter
in the
machine.
last 2 years, the prices of those homes have gone up significantly.
Yeah.
So, according to the Census Bureau, the average size of a single-family home has increased 60% since the 70s. This is nationwide, from 1,500 square feet to 2,400 square feet. In the Provo-Orem area, it's somewhere between 2,500 and 4,000, which is it's ranked number one. So those are the biggest houses in the country for a mid-size in the mid-size metro category,
where the terrorists live,
which is at least 100,000 people, where the terrorists are. And the median size is 3,393. So that's definitely, I can say from looking recently, the 3,000 square foot range is way above that average home price that we just talked about, that $490 or something. Because those homes have got to be like $700 or something like that.
Right.
Anyway, I was just pointing out that right now, what did I say? The average price for a home is $490, and the average median income. So if I just
75,000.
Yeah, 75,000.
That's crazy.
So Google, what was I going to say? Mortgage income calculator.
Are we applying for a loan right now? What's happening?
We're applying for a loan. So let's say you have $60,000 for a down payment.
Okay.
You have $250,000 in debt.
Uh-huh.
And your yearly household income is, what did I say, 75,000? So you're in the median.
Uh-huh.
So you have $60,000 to put down. You have,
which would be over 20%.
You have a great credit score at 700 to 720.
60,000 is for 300.
Your purchase budget is $278,000.
So you could buy the living room,
the
bathroom, and one bedroom.
So isn't that crazy? The middle of the road income earner in Utah right now can't buy a home.
Yep.
Is that how I'm reading that?
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're reading.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Wouldn't you say that that's a disaster?
You know what's crazier than that, though, is that if I'm not mistaken, and obviously it depends on when you buy, what your interest rate is and everything, but I'll tell you that rent is way more than mortgages right now.
Oh, you think so?
I think so, yeah. Look up average rent per month.
Utah average rent. See, I actually disagree because we recently were looking to rent, and prices have come way down, I think, from where they were. Way down.
They just raised your rent, right?
Yeah, but
they did raise our rent, but only because we're too lazy to move. Like, otherwise we would have moved and got probably something better for the same price they were asking. And I think they took advantage of that scenario.
Show me on the doll where they touched you.
Right here.
Thank you.
Did it hurt?
So the average rental price for, let's see. This is according to Zillow. Average rent in Utah is $1,800 right now.
For what? A toilet and a porta potty per month?
2 bed, 3 bed, 1 bath, maybe?
No.
I can't see what.
1 or 2 bed. I'll bet you anything.
Yeah, it doesn't
Then again,
say.
average Utah, the rural areas will bring that price way down.
I can tell you, though, that that's at least a 3-bedroom. That's what we've been looking at.
In Provo, where no one wants to live.
Provo-Orem, but is now actually more expensive than Salt Lake. So it's got to be.
I mean, I might be thinking in a totally different category because I was looking for like a big place for all my family.
Yeah, if you're looking at like a 5-bedroom, it's going to be way more. 5 or 5 plus. But a 3-bedroom home right now, at least in Utah Valley, is going anywhere between $1,600 and $2,000. $2,000 being like a really nice new home.
Well, it makes sense that rent would be higher than mortgages because the people who are own the homes need to pay their mortgage and want some.
See, I think it's the opposite right now. Because what did I say?
Are you kidding? I'm on this website called legitimatewebsite.org and it says 1 bedroom for Salt Lake City $1,250.
Yeah, that's a
3-bedroom $2,230.
Yeah, and that's probably a nicer one, or it's in a nicer area.
Doesn't say nicer. Says 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Total dump. Yeah.
It says total dump.
Year over year average, it's gone up $500, and there's 137 apartments available. I don't know what this website is.
But listen to this. On that loan I was talking about, where you have 20% down on a $490, so that's the average price. The monthly payment is $3,629. So it is. I'm saying it's by far cheaper to rent right now than it is to buy. Like almost half as much.
So what I'm going off of probably is wrong, but my mortgage was like $1,000.
Well, yeah, that's because you bought a house that was like what, $200,000?
Yeah,
way back
true.
when,
yeah.
And the interest was way lower.
Shut up, Phil.
I'm
Quit
just
putting logic into everything.
I'm just, according to Google right now, if you get a 30-year fixed loan on the average priced home in Utah, which $490 we know is not a great home.
No.
Like, it's probably old, probably needs some work. It's probably 1 bathroom, 3 bedrooms.
Or a meth house.
Or a meth house.
How much is mortgage on this meth house?
$3,629.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Our mortgage is about $25,000.
Yeah.
$1,000 a month?
And our basement apartment, which is 2-bed, 1 bath, is just over half that.
Damn.
You bring in half the income.
Yeah,
half your mortgage is paid by your
a little over half
rent.
of our mortgage is paid by rent.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you were to buy that home today, you'd be paying, how much would that home would probably be what, $750?
$4 billion?
We got it appraised.
Lots of people are telling me
last year, I think, and it was I think it was $680.
$680. So your house, Jake, if you were to buy it today,
but it's probably over $700 now,
would be $5,000 a month.
Yeah, you better be.
That's a double.
A Rothschild.
Yeah.
Or a Soros.
But if we rented out our house,
yeah,
and if we were paying that and we rented it out, the rent would be higher than that.
In theory.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Right now, you can't rent it for higher than your mortgage. If you're getting a mortgage today, you cannot rent that house in this market.
I see what you're saying now. Yes.
Case closed. Next subject.
Unless you're subsidizing that rent with your own income.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The mortgage payment, I should say. So anyway, what I'm getting at is our economy is totally screwed, or we're screwed because of the economy. I don't know the best way to put
We're
that.
screwed.
Screwed.
I feel screwed.
Oh, there you go.
In the worst way possible.
And that's probably, I would say, like if that should definitely be the number one conversation in like the political sphere.
It should be, yeah.
But what is?
Donald Trump insurrection, January 6th.
Yeah, how to get Donald Trump off the ballot.
Yeah.
How to get him off, or how to get Joe Biden off the ballot.
Yeah.
At the same time. Or Hunter Biden is going to jail or something.
Can I tell you something? I would rather like have the news headlines be like, what is Kim Kardashian's dress made of? I would rather that be the headlines than like this political stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of it.
Oh, I'm so much more excited about the political than Kim Kardashian's
I'm just saying I hate that
sweatshop dress.
I hate that one.
Jeff hates it
but
that
I would
much.
rather listen to that than look how old Joe Biden is. It's like, yeah, he's old. Look how terrible Donald Trump is. Okay, we got it. Like when you started saying that in 2016, we got it.
Yeah.
Why are we still talking about it?
Yeah. Well, the reason is because people are still, despite all this stuff, people are still going to vote for one of those two guys.
I don't care. I want to talk about Kim Kardashian.
Oh, okay. Are you going to vote for her?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to vote for
Kanye.
Her husband.
Her
Kanye.
husband.
Kanye East.
So that was another thing we didn't talk about over the last couple of years.
Why?
Kanye ran for president.
Oh.
And how many votes did he get?
It's mine. 6.
18 or something.
It was like 40,000 or something. I don't know.
Which is like less than a concert.
Yeah. Like he got everyone at one concert. He's like, free CDs for everyone in this room that votes for me.
Pretty sure that's against the law somehow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't even like give people water in line to vote in some states or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you'll influence them.
Yeah.
Like, look at my shirt. I'm a Republican or Democrat or what else is there? The Leaf Party.
The year that Trump ran in 2016, there were people randomly, and it was pretty cool actually. Randomly, or one person did it, and like people were so impressed. I don't know if you remember, but the lines were insanely long to vote that year. I remember waiting in line for close to an hour, but people were ordering pizza, and they were just delivering it. And like the notes, it just said anybody in line gets pizza, and like several people ordered pizza for everybody. It was really cool. And the reason it was so cool too is because it was just for people waiting in line that were ordering it. Like no party affiliates or like. Nobody could do anything like that, but
no campaign officials can.
No, yeah, it was just like random Domino's guy just showed up with 30 pizzas. Like, hey, this is for everyone, I guess.
This is for red or blue people.
Yeah, and they did that because everyone was like hungry, and like the people running the thing are like literally can't do anything about this. So, anyway, glad I talked about that. Mm-hmm. That happened since we started the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a crazy time. I mean, we've been podcasting like nonstop every day.
Okay, watch your words.
For the last 7 years, and we haven't even fixed America yet. Anyway, moving on. We've kind of gone over what's happened over the last 100 episodes. What are your guys' predictions? Where do you think we're going to be as a nation when we hit 200 episodes?
Interesting question, Phil.
Same place.
The same place?
So,
will it still be Donald Trump? Like, are they still going to be suing Donald Trump? Oh, and that's like the top news?
Let's do this. Let's make predictions. It's like a time capsule, and then we'll come back and listen.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And this is crazy and specific, and if your guys' is not crazy and specific, then you're fired. Okay?
I'm ready.
Donald Trump wins the election.
Okay.
He does some crap.
Wait. You have to,
as the president in 2024.
He wins the election, but is he in jail? Is he in prison when he wins?
Don't put words in my mouth. Just listen to me.
Okay.
When we hit episode 200, there will be new charges and indictments while he's the sitting president.
Oh, you think
that's
so?
My prediction? Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it's a good prediction.
I guess. Yeah. However you shake it, once we hit 200, it'll definitely be the next presidency. Whether that's Biden or Trump or
if it takes another
Ramaswamy.
2 years. Yeah. Which, by the way, I don't like him anymore.
So wait, we'll get to that. But you're saying Trump's going to win, but wait, did you say
he's going to continue to be indicted and tried and looked into for new things that he does during his new presidency?
Okay, but right now he's got court dates before the election.
Those will all fall through.
They'll like get pushed back, or they won't.
He'll be found not guilty.
It's like spears being thrown at a big fat whale. They're not. None of them are going to land, but they're going to keep throwing them.
Yeah,
through his whole new presidency too.
Okay, what do you think, Jake?
I'm still conjuring mine up. Go ahead, Phil.
Oh, okay. Here's what's going to happen. Trump is going to get indicted on the porn star, or he's going to get convicted on the porn star thing and the papers thing, but not on the January 6th thing or the Georgia thing. He's going to go to jail and still win the presidency, and
from a jail cell.
And Marine One is going to like land. We're going to like see this like when they were leaving Vietnam in the helicopter and everyone's like clamoring up to it.
Yeah.
We're going to see like live on TV Marine One landing and like the Navy SEALs dropping into the prison and being like, give us our president. And then they're going to take him out, and he's going to be like a gangster now. He's got like tattoos everywhere.
Dude.
Gangster president.
Okay, now you're teasing.
Okay.
But do you think he's going to win the election from jail?
I don't. I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful that neither Trump or Biden is going to be our next president. I just don't know how it's going to shake out. I just don't know how. Like when we had the last... when we had the first and second, I think there were 2 debates between Trump and Biden on the last election. And I remember feeling like, this sucks. Like, how are we here? How are we here with these 2 guys? Like, and that was then. Now we've got all this crap with Trump, all this crap with Biden. Like,
Just worse.
Yeah, way worse. So at that time back then, I feel like probably a lot of Americans like me were like, why are these my choices?
Yeah.
This time, I'm hoping is when we like break the cycle. And what I mean by that is maybe this time we actually vote for someone who's not even a Democrat or a Republican. I don't know who that person is, but maybe that's the answer. I don't know.
Well, you sure didn't sound confident in your predictions, ending it with I don't know.
Oh yeah. Okay, so here it goes. Trump is probably going to jail, and if that doesn't disqualify him, like some people are trying to actually Colorado, I think. Some people have sued the state of Colorado to get Trump removed from the ballot. And
Phil, you're not making a prediction right now. You need to confidently tell me what's going to happen.
They're arguing that the 14th Amendment, because Trump, quote unquote, did an insurrection, he's disqualified per the Constitution.
Is that a prediction? Or a statement?
Either he's going to be disqualified somehow, like by being indicted. Don't give us current news. Or something like that, or he's just going to lose anyway. But I don't think Biden's going to win either. I think it's.
You think a third party's going to win?
Well, it's probably going to be this Ramaswamy or who's the other guy?
DeSantis?
Not DeSantis. Who's the Democrat? The one that I talked about?
California one?
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Who's actually, I think some polls have put him at like 20% now. So could be that. I don't know. It's so.
There's a lot of unsure could-be's in this prediction, Phil.
You got 4. Okay.
Basically, you just gave us a choose your own adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in 100 episodes, you can be like, I was so right. No, go back and listen. I was right.
I said it could happen.
You didn't choose the right thing. If you chose this and this, then it would
exactly.
All right. Let me formulate a better answer. Jake,
please.
You go. You've had enough time to dwell on it now.
I think there's going to be a major terrorist event in the United States.
Oh, whoa.
And we're going to go into World War III.
Slow down, Glenn.
World War III. Wait, what kind of terrorism? Like Russian terrorism?
Do you want me to give you the name of the person that's committing this so that I can be arrested?
Like he lives in Provo.
Where is this terrorist being trained right now? Is it
the MTC?
Is it the MTC or
I'm seeing someone with dark hair who is
Whoa.
My eyes are closed. I'm visioning the future.
Okay.
Something's going to happen. That's enough. That's more commitment than you gave, Phil.
There's going to be a major terrorist attack on U.S. soil, and there's going to be World War III as a result of it.
Wow.
And we're going to find out that China was involved in planning this terrorist activity.
Not Russia, then.
So we're going to stop all trade with China.
And then we'll run out of paper plates.
World War III. No paper plates.
No plastic toys.
No toys. Walmart will go under, and there will be World War III as a result of it.
No anything, by the way. No toasters, no refrigerators, no cars, no microchips, no...
But there will be AC units because we're boosting production of AC units in the United States.
Great.
Right now, so that's good.
So
it's because we're so cool.
Terrorist attack has nothing to do with Ukraine or Russia. It's like a left field, Chinese-inspired terrorist thing. Maybe on the lines of like China.
Do you want me to give you names
China
again?
invented COVID to get at the United States, or maybe to make sure Trump wasn't president.
He just made the most ballsy prediction ever, and you're critiquing it like, well, how do you spell the name of the place where the airplane took off from?
Well, yeah, because we have to look back and say who won.
What kind of napkin was the plan?
Okay, I'll say if we're on episode 200 and we're in World War III, like Jake won. Okay?
Yeah.
Case closed. Or even just a major terrorist attack.
Okay.
Jake won. I sure didn't. I don't even remember what my prediction was.
I don't either.
I think I was talking about how President Trump has tattoos on his face.
Oh, yeah.
No, wait, that was you.
He comes out of prison, all tattooed. He's like Kingpin now.
Yeah.
And flies away in the helicopter.
Okay, so what's your prediction now?
I think Saul Goodman will be out of jail by then, right?
So here's my prediction on the world stage along Jake's line. I think this thing with Ukraine and Russia is going to continue to escalate until we have a Cold War style, like both sides are getting like pointing their missiles at each other. Mm-hmm. Everyone's going to be freaking out, and somehow that's going to like fizzle out. And I don't know what it means, but I almost guarantee it means we're going to end up pulling some missiles out of Eastern Europe in exchange for Russia probably pulling back in Ukraine. And then Russia's going to lie low for a while Ukraine rebuilds. Is my guess.
Okay.
That was good, Phil. I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
you sounded confident.
Yeah. That wasn't a president, because I actually cannot fathom what's going to happen with the whole presidency.
What if all of us could be right?
Yeah. So like Trump goes to jail.
My thing could happen, and then it leads to Phil's thing, the Cold War, which then leads to Jake's thing.
Yeah.
What if we're all right?
So
and then we become famous because of it.
So here's a very likely possibility too.
Okay.
Ramaswamy, RFK Jr., they get enough to like be mentioned in the election, but they don't even come close. It's just Trump or Biden for some bizarre reason. And Biden barely wins by an even less margin than before. Trump cries foul again, and all kinds of new insinuations fly, but it's actually just the same scenario. Biden won by a little bit because he's just a little bit less liked, or a little bit more liked than Trump.
A little bit less hated.
Yeah. But Biden, if he makes it, if he lives that long, he's going to die shortly after. It's going to be Kamala, and then it's going to get really, really hairy.
We'll have a lot of school buses.
All around. We'll have a lot of school buses.
She loves school buses.
Oh. Yeah, that poor woman. So I don't know. That's a likely scenario, I think. Like how things are strolling right now. And in fact, like CNN and MSNBC, CNN recently did a bunch of polling that shows Biden like at like 39%, I think it was, approval rating on a CNN poll. So this is like presumably like Democrats.
That's like, really low.
He's got a low rating. But even though he's so unliked, he's so unpopular, he's so bad at his job and speaking and like everything.
There are more people who hate Trump.
Trump is actually worse. And we actually know this already. We kind of had a little preview on the midterm election, right? Because Biden was doing so bad, the economy was so bad, it should have swung hard to Republicans, but it didn't. It just kind of like the needle moved a tiny bit. And that's what could happen again. It just moves back over to Biden, and then we're just like in the same boat. And meanwhile, Russia and Ukraine are just like blowing up families left and right, scooping up bodies, piling them in ditches. And we're all worried about Trump or Biden. Is that a good prediction?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not cool. I don't like it at all. But it's not like I'm in support of it. But yeah, it's a prediction.
What good has happened in the next 200 episodes?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Anyway, we're a bunch of middle-aged men. We've podcast a little bit less frequently over the last few years. We've been kind of busy guys. Jake did like a night school thing and got some kind of certificate for web design. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been working a lot out of town. Jeff
just sits around and does nothing, waiting for you guys to report a card to
play.
But
you
Jeff,
ask us if we want to play all the time.
And we haven't talked about this, but I'm going to embarrass you a little bit. Maybe not embarrass. Jeff adopted his niece over this last year.
That's about 3 years ago.
Is it 3 years now?
Yeah.
So is around
when we started the podcast, yeah.
And I just want to say on the air, I actually really admire that. I think you're doing a great job, and it's a hard thing.
It is.
Like to bring a new family member. She's 14?
She's 16 now.
16?
Yeah.
Wow.
So she moved in with us when she was 13.
Yeah, and she's great. My kids love her, love to hang out and stuff, and it's been a big change in your life,
yeah,
I would say.
For sure.
For sure.
but worth it.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at the alternatives, like, yeah, it's worth it for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, I just want to say I thought that was really cool. It's really cool of you. It's something that I have a hard time seeing myself do because I'm too selfish.
I will tell you that you would never know unless it was put in your face.
Yeah.
Because I never would have known.
Yeah.
Ever. If they'd be like, would you ever adopt a kid? I'd be like, nope, never.
Yeah.
Never. But then when it's put in front of you, you're kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
Then you really can look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying you would. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think it's great.
Thank you, though.
And I just putting it out there because we've been a little lazy lately in the regular podcast, but I think we're going to try and do bi-monthly. Is that the goal right now?
I mean, I'm straight, but yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. So we're going to try and
straight monthly.
We're going to try and get 2 episodes out to you every month. So tune in to the American Fork Podcast where you can check out the latest news in hopefully a little bit less serious manner. Is that kind of what we're going for?
Sure.
We give you the news, but we don't take it too seriously. But we're trying to like fix America though.
Yeah.
We're just we're Americans. We might as well do it.
We're all going to be 40 soon.
Oh.
Yep.
So that's a big deal.
Yeah. That's
so
a bummer.
we need to do what we can to kind of lower our heart rate a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're making things more lighthearted, maybe.
Oh yeah. Wait, lower our heart rate? It's getting too high.
Then we die, Jake.
Yeah.
Lower our blood pressure, not necessarily our
blood
heart
pressure.
rate.
Yeah, because we want our heart
we don't
rate
want
up, right? Is that right?
No. Well, I am a cardiologist, so let me tell you.
Decrease our stress.
And
we'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40 is old. It's funny. My wife always makes fun of me. And you guys may have this email buried somewhere, but when I was on my mission and I turned 20, I emailed all of you and was like, I'm actually turning 20 and I had the best teenage years ever. I could die tomorrow because I jumped in rivers and went camping and blah, 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 blah.
20 years later.
Yeah. And now it's been 20 years and I'm like, oh man, I feel like I've lived like 4 lifetimes since then. And I
cool,
already felt like I had a fulfilled life. And now I'm like a dad. We're all dads.
Yep.
And Jeff's about to be a granddad.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Nope.
No, but how old's your oldest
You
now?
sure could be.
Well, I mean, my niece is 16 and
16?
my daughter's 15.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, so realistically, 5 years.
Watch your
10,
freaking language at this point.
Jeff's going to be a grandpa.
But someone's already a grandpa out of our group of friends.
Oh, yeah.
Danny.
Oh, yeah. He is.
I mean, they're kids that he adopted, but they have grandkids.
Is Trevin? Trevin's got to be a grandpa.
Trevin's a grandpa.
Well,
he has like a 20-year-old.
Careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. He might.
Oh, it got so awkward.
This has been.
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting older, but we're not too old to keep podcasting, keep these sweet airwaves rolling with great news and great vibes.
Next time on American Fork.
So
great news and buttery voices.
Oh, and I wanted to mention one more thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, geez.
That we've had in this 100 episodes. We have done. I shouldn't say we. I'm the one that did it. We've had original music on almost every episode.
Yeah, and you are awesome at that,
Not
Phil.
every episode, and a lot of them were like, let me make some music in 30 seconds. So they're not that great. But some of them are, and I wonder if that's going to be a world record of like original podcast music on a podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You should.
Maybe not.
We should submit that to the most original.
The podcast awards.
Yeah.
Can you create a new category? Most original music on a podcast?
Yeah.
Highest number of original music.
Yeah, and then we can get flown to Northern Dakota.
Yeah.
And receive wherever they do the awards.
Exactly. But anyway, this one's not 100% original, but we made it just for you, listener, to sum up our 100 episodes. So here it is, and good night, and God bless America.
Good question. Good
And
question,
aliens
Phil.
exist.
And aliens exist.
Yep.
Right here on American Fork. 100! Woo! Goodbye.
To me, COVID just killed someone, took the breath out of their lungs. They were way across the ocean. COVID took our toilet paper. We didn't get a waiver unless we worked on a computer. COVID, our economy, and the friends and family you hurt. Trent would call his friend a C-word. Devin, ooh, hit me where the wind blows. I didn't mean to break the website. I sometimes wish this podcast was We got a really, really good plan.
What plan?
You're gonna stay in your house for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Listen to me for 2 weeks and we'll beat it. Then we can go, then we go back to work.
Actually, we need a few months. We want you to start wearing a mask.
What mask? Just for a month, it isn't a stunt. It's only till we force you to take off, vaccine. Take a vaccine, take a vaccine. What vaccine? Take a vaccine, take a vaccine. No!
It totally works, it doesn't even hurt. And soon we will be giving it to.
You're giving it to your kids. Take a vaccine, take a vaccine. Not approved.
Take a vaccine, take a vaccine, take a vaccine, take a vaccine,
Take a vaccine, take a vaccine.
Listen up on this airplane. I didn't bring a book. I didn't wear a mask because it's wrong. You're welcome, everyone, for delaying your flight. In the name of holy freedom. Stick me with that needle.